we completed here what about the meaning of climatic change, then what about the important causes of climatic change. Next is that what about the important effects of climate change here. That is important effect or important impact of climate change is that it creates, here there is a global warming, at the same time here there is a greenhouse effect. Greenhouse gases, these are the two important effects here. Not only this, global warming and greenhouse gases, that are the two important reasons or two important effect here. Not only this, here there is a increased heat. One of the important effect is that increased heat, increasing temperature, increasing heat. This may reducing rainy season and winter season, adversely affect our agriculture, and at the same time adversely affect the man. That is, here there is a increasing temperature, adversely affect the effort or working capacity of the individual because of highly temperature character. So what is the answer is, this is known as increased heat. And second is that drought, then in that insect outbreak. Here there is a occurrence of drought here. So this may it adversely affect the outbreaking of insects because of drought. And third is the declining water supply. Increasing temperature, this may adversely affect the water supply or decreasing water supply. And next, reducing agricultural yield. Because of loss of water supply or loss of water, this may adversely affect our agriculture production. Then here there is health issues. If there is a agriculture adversely affect, at the same time people are lost to their income, at the same time they may adversely affect their health problems also emerge here. And next, that flooding and erosion, soil erosion in the coastal area. Flooding problem, that's melting of the ice, it creating flooding problem, at the same time soil erosion. Next, negative effect on agriculture, floods, forestry, fishing and tourism. Adversely affect our agriculture, tourism, forestry and fishing, and increasing the risk of natural and man-made disaster. Here there is a increase in the risk of natural factors and man-made factors. And economic impact, losses of money to the individual because of failure of agriculture. And last is that risk in the ecosystem. Our atmosphere and environment completely decayed here. These are the important effects of climatic change. Here there is an increased heat or increased hot temperature, and drought and insect outbreak. Because of increasing hot, here there is a possibility of drought or frequent occurrence of drought and floods. Then declining of water supply, decreasing water bodies. Then reduce agricultural income or agriculture yield. Then health issues and health problem because of climatic change. Then here there is a flooding and erosion is the another important effect here. Then negative effect on agriculture, fishing, forestry, and then here there is a tourism also. Negative impact on because of climatic change, adversely affect agriculture, fishing, forestry and tourism. Then here there is an increase in the risk of natural and man-made disaster. Here there is increasing flooding, cyclone, etc. So increase in the natural and man-made disaster. Then economic impact, decrease in the income earned by the individual, and last is that a risk in the ecosystem. These are the important effects of climatic change or climate change. So we are completing what is meant by climate change. Then what about the definition here? Next we pass what are the important causes. Causes mainly classified into natural and man-made. And third is that what about the important effects. And last is that what about the important measures taken by the India government at the same time, which are the international initiatives taken by the government to solve this problem. The question is that what is possible role India can play in the global deal on climate change. So firstly, what is meant by climate change? Then what about the important impact or effect here? What about the causes here? Now, which are the important initiatives taken at international level and taken by Indian government to avoid this or to control this? What are the international measures or international initiatives to control our climate or climatic change. Which are the important international initiatives here? International initiatives or measures taken by the government to avoid the climatic change or to control our climate change. The first is that is here there is a formation of IPCC. IPCC represents as, that is its full form is that Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. It mainly formed by joining together two important organizations. One is that World Meteorological Organization and UN Environmental Program combined together and formed IPCC. Joining two organizations or programs like, one is that World Meteorological Organization and UN Environmental Program, both are joined together and formed Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC. Then its main aim is that to study the effects of global warming. That is, in order to control or what are the important causes of global warming, that is to study the effects of global warming. That is, it started, that is institution like IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on, that is climate change. It started with the help of two institutions or two programs. One is that World Meteorological Organization and there is a UN Environment Program. Its main purpose is that to study the effects of global warming. Then at the same time, this is a UN body. That is IPCC is a UN body. These are the main important features of IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. And second important measure or second important initiative is known as UNFCC. That is United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. UNFCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. It adopted in the year of 1992. UNFCC, it started or adopted in the year of 1992. That is Rio Convention. That is in the first Earth Summit. That is Rio Convention. It adopted UNFCC. UNFCC's two sister organizations named as, one is that United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity, and second is that UN Convention to Combat Desertification. Two sister institutions of UNFCC. It started in 1992 in Rio Convention, Earth Summit. That's 1992 Rio Earth Summit or Rio Convention. It formed or adopted, that is UNFCC. Its two important sisters or sisters of UNFCC known as United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity, and second is the UN Convention to Combat Desertification. These are the two important sister institutions of UNFCC. Then it included 197 members. In this, that is UNFCC included 197 member countries here. Then these members are joined together or they are gathering, that is in every year. Then there is Conference on P. Then second is that COP2 and second is the Conference on Conference on Party 1, and second is the Conference of Party 2, and third is the Conference of Party 3. These are the three important conferences of this. Conference of Party 1, Conference of Party 2 and Conference of Party 3. It included the members of the UNFCC. Conference of Party 1 did they conducted their conference in Berlin. Conference of Party 2 conducted their gathering in Geneva. And third is that Conference of Party 3 conducted their conference in Kyoto in Japan. So these are the three important conferences conducted. That is the 197 members in UNFCCC. This is very important. UNFCCC is the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. It adopted in the year of 1992. That is Rio Convention, or that is Rio Earth Summit. Then it included 197 members. The sister institutions are UN Convention on Biological Diversity and UN Convention to combat desertification. Then these 197 members, these member countries are joined together and they formed their conference. That is Conference of Party, that is Conference of the Party 1, that is conducted in Berlin, and second in Geneva, and third conference in Kyoto in Japan. Then they mainly discussed what about the greenhouse gas emission. Their main aim is that to discuss greenhouse gas emission. This is the two important international initiatives to control the climatic change. The next initiatives are, that is Paris Agreement, next Kyoto Protocol, then Montreal Protocol, UNREDD, then Vienna Convention and Stockholm Convention. These are the other important international initiatives or measures taken in order to control our climatic change. Next is the Paris Agreement. Paris Agreement is formed in the year of 2016. This is the first comprehensive climate agreement. Paris Agreement, it is known as the first comprehensive, complete climate agreement. First comprehensive climate agreement started in the year of 2016. Then its main importance is that it provides climate finance to help its member countries. It provides climate finance to its member countries. Then its main aim is that in the year of 2030 it reduce its gas, that is in the case of gas emission, in 33 to 35% reduction in these type of pollution or gas emission. Gas emission reduced to 33 to 35% in the year of 2030. These are the main points are included in the Paris Agreement. Started in 2016, first comprehensive climate agreement. Its main aim is that is in the year of 2030 it reduced the gas emission into 35 to 35%. Then it's provide climate finance to the member countries. And next is the Kyoto Protocol. That is in the case of Conference of Party in last COP3 conducted in Kyoto in Japan. Kyoto Protocol main purpose is that, or main aim is that green gas emission related. It's related to the green gas emission. Then it adopted in the year of 1997. Then it came into force, or it started in 2005. It adopted in 1997, but it came into force in the year of 2005. This Kyoto Protocol mainly related to the green gas emission. And next is the Montreal Protocol. Montreal Protocol, it's mainly for the purpose, or main aim is that to reduce the ozone depletion. For the purpose of ozone depletion, there is another important initiative taken. This is known as Montreal Protocol. It adopted in the year of 1987. It came into force in the year of 1989. It came into force in the year of 1989. It adopted in 1987 and came into force in the year of 1989. It is known as Montreal Protocol. Its main purpose is that to reduce the ozone depletion. And next is the UNREDD. that is United Program on Reducing Emission from Deforestation and Degradation. That is UN Program on Reducing Emission from Deforestation and Degradation. It formed in the year of 2008. It formed in the year of 2008. That's another important initiative or program for the purpose of avoiding or reducing the emission from deforestation and degradation. And next is the Vienna Convention. Vienna Convention mainly for the purpose of reducing ozone depletion. Vienna Convention for the purpose of decreasing or reducing the ozone depletion. It is adopted in the year of 1985 and it came into force in the year of 1988. That is adopted in 1985 and it came into force in 1988. And last is the Stockholm Convention. It adopted in 2001 and it came into force in 2004. Its main purpose is that is reducing the green gas emission. Then it conducted, here there is a conference of party in COP25 in the year of 2019. COP26 in 2021, but it replaced because of the corona or COVID. That's because of the COVID situation. It avoided COP26. So COP25 it conducted in 2019. COP26, that is Conference of Party 26, it replaced because of COVID. That is known as Stockholm Convention. It is adopted in 2001 and it came into force 2004. These are the various international measures or international initiatives to avoid or to control our climate. So here there is Paris Agreement, then Kyoto Protocol, Montreal Protocol, UNREDD, then Vienna Convention, and last is the Stockholm Convention. These are the important international measures or initiatives to control our climate change. Last part of this section is that which are the important measures taken by the government to control our climate change. This is the important Indian measures or Indian initiatives to control the climate change, or which are the measures of India or the policies taken by the Indian government to control the climate change. There are various policies here. The first is the NAPCC, second is the National Clean Energy Fund, and third International Solar Alliance, and next Bharat State Emission, next Paris Agreement, then Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, Ujjwala Scheme Ecosystem, Swachha Bharat Mission, and last is the Frame Scheme for Eco-Mobility. These are the various policies taken by to control our climate change. The first is the National Action Plan of Climate Change, NAPCC, National Action Plan on Climate Change. It introduced 8 missions. 8 missions launched in NAPCC. The important missions are the first, Green India. Here the second is the Sustainable Development, and third, Ecosystem, and fourth, Solar Energy, then fifth, Environmental Protection, etc. These are the 8 missions launched in NAPCC. These are the first important policy. And second is that National Clean Energy Fund. It started in the year of 2010. 50 rupees started to start National Clean Energy Fund. For Clean Energy Fund, 50 rupees. It started in the year of 2010. And third is the International Solar Alliance. International Solar Alliance started in the year of 2015. There is India and France joined together in Paris. Both countries, India and France, joined together. Then it conducted in Paris. There is presence of there is Ban Ki-moon, that is the UN former Secretary General. That's before there is Ban Ki-moon, that is UN former Secretary General, that is in Paris with 2 countries here. One is that India and France. That is the International Solar Alliance in 2015. And next is that Bharat Stage Mission. Bharat Stage Emission, that is another important measure here. And next is the Paris Agreement. This also studied here. That is 2015 it adopted. Then it came into force in 2016. And next is Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana in 2015. This scheme mainly for the purpose of gas connection. That is, in rural area, that is, they depend on cow dung. It created so many pollution, air pollution. To avoid this, that's air pollution in rural area with the help of cow dung gas, it avoided gas connection. That's another important measure here. And next is that Ujjwala scheme ecosystem. That's in the case of avoiding or replacing incandescent. That's incandescent light. That is 77 crores it replaced. Then it introduced LED light. That's another important policy here. And next is that Swachha Bharata mission. That is a cleaning purpose here introducing Swachha Bharata mission. And last is that frame scheme for eco-mobility. Frame scheme for eco-mobility started in 2015. The main purpose is that eco-friendly vehicles, that is electric vehicle, eco-friendly vehicles started here. These are the main important policies here. That is frame scheme for eco-mobility started in 2015 mainly for the purpose of eco-friendly vehicles. Then next Swachha Bharata mission. Then Ujjwala scheme ecosystem, that is it introduced LED light and avoid incandescent light here. And next the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana in 2015 introduced gas connection, avoid cow dung burning here. And next Paris Agreement adopted in 2015 and came into force in 2016. Next is the Bharat, that is Bharat Stage Emission. And next is International Solar Alliance. International Solar Alliance, that is India and France joined together. It meet their conference in Paris. Then before the, there is Ban Ki-moon, that is he was the UN former Secretary General. Then National Clean Energy Fund and next National, that is Action Plan on Climate and Climate Change. These are the important India's policy or the role taken by the government to control our climate. So in this first, what is meant by the important meaning of climate change, then what are the important causes of climate change, then what are the important effects, and last is that what are the important role or measures taken by India government at the same time international policy to avoid the climate change. Thank you.